got something I need to tell you. I want to be entirely honest, and I haven't been in the past couple of months. In this video, I'm going to tell you how my business has evolved and why I have in fact returned to working part-time. But first, if you haven't seen me before, my name's Oku. I make weekly studio vlogs on YouTube and I also stream my art on Twitch. And if you haven't seen me before, then please make sure to like and subscribe. But I'm going to be explaining all about my business in this video. Okay, we're going to start at the beginning and I want to show you how my business has evolved and my whole business journey so far. So I started Okupoku back in 2022 when I started streaming on Twitch. At first I was mostly streaming Stardew Valley and it was so much fun. I grew quite quickly into getting my affiliate and everything, and then I started streaming art as well. I quickly transitioned into streaming art and making my emotes on stream and things like that. Throughout the support of my lovely community on Twitch, I was able to start offering commissions for people, mostly for Twitch emotes, so I'd make people's emotes for them, and also I was doing illustration commissions as well, and I even did some giveaways of my art prints. Like this fairy one was a limited print where I only made 30 of them and people could buy them while I was on stream, but you couldn't get them any other way. I also then managed to crowdfund through a stream event and get donations for my first ever shop launch. So my first 4 prints, that was 2 mermaids and 2 witches, and then my first 4 stickers that I ever made, which was a Boba Bear, a giraffe that was like having a party, a purple unicorn, and the cat witch. A couple of those are still up on my shop, or I give out as freebies to this day because they didn't actually sell that well, but I managed to make those for this crowdfund, and that was the beginnings of my online shop, which was very exciting to me. My socials and my shop was growing slowly but surely, was still getting sales every now and then, and you know, the usual, you'd expect it to be slow at the start, but it was still really cool and so exciting to me. I was still working full-time and putting all the time I could at the weekends or in the evenings into my business, and so that's how I was working. I was streaming, I think at that point I was doing like Monday evenings and Wednesday evenings, so I was doing 2 streams a week in the evening as well. And I think one of those at the time was gaming, and then one of them was art. So the gaming ones usually gave me a bit more growth and got me out to more people, and then I'd talk about the fact that I make art, and then the art streams would kind of keep my viewers around. So that is how my kind of streaming worked. So I didn't plan to change this for a while. I was going to stick with this kind of schedule for a long time, or as long as I could, but I got made redundant in June 2024 from my full-time job, and this changed everything. At first I was applying for full-time jobs to try and get back to working full-time, but with no luck, so this is when I decided to put my full effort into my business and see if I could make running it full-time work for me. While working on my business full-time, I felt so happy to be giving it everything that I could, and I loved it. I saw a lot of growth, which was amazing. My socials were growing, I was able to go to more markets, my YouTube was growing, and I returned to streaming as well. Mainly because it's lonely working from home on your own, and I was missing my community on Twitch. I hadn't been streaming for a while because it got to the point with my routine where actually it wasn't sustainable and I had to give something up, and at that point it was streaming so that I could start to grow my YouTube, which long term was a good decision. But I did miss the streaming because I love the streaming, and talking to viewers live is so nice. So I did return to streaming quite quickly after I got made redundant because I was feeling lonely. So in this time, I got more orders than I ever had before. So my Etsy was growing a lot. By the September, I managed to get Star Seller on Etsy, which if you don't know, it makes a huge difference to your exposure on Etsy, and it really, really helps you. I was also attending more conventions and markets than I ever thought I would in my first year of doing in-person events. I only started doing in-person events in April last year, and I didn't think I would go to that many in the first year, but I ended up going to so many because I was like, I got to make this work, and markets and conventions could be a good extra income for me. and it worked out quite well. Most of them were profitable, even if only a tiny bit, but it helped me to know which ones I want to go to this year. So it was quite helpful. I worked on lots of new products in this time, and it felt amazing to have the time to not only work on new products and designs, but also to work on my things like SEO and improving my online shop and my Etsy, upgrading my product photography, the kind of things I always intended to do but just got pushed onto the back burner because in favor of making new products. Which isn't great, but when you've got to balance all those plates, it's difficult to keep everything going. After about 6 months of working on the business full time, the financial side of things was starting to weigh on me and causing me a lot of stress. In this time, it felt amazing to spend time on my business freely, but I just unfortunately hadn't reached the point where this was viable, financially viable for me to do for Okupoku yet, which I did expect when I started trying to make it work full time. Because I got made redundant and I didn't expect that to happen, it was something I couldn't have predicted, it meant that I wasn't planning to go full time yet. But it made it work for a while. But I had been eating into my savings and to produce products in this time as well. I just want to say I had still been applying for some jobs. I'd been applying for some part-time roles. I'd been applying for some full-time roles. I just had no luck. The job market is tough right now. So yeah, I was eating into my savings to make the products, but the product launches were going well, so it was difficult to think that I wouldn't do that, if that makes any sense. Money was running low, and in all honesty, despite my shop being the busiest it had ever been, it was a lot of mixed feelings for me because of the financial side of things. To keep the business going and ease my stress and worrying of finances, I had to continue my search for a job, but as I just said, this was really difficult. I decided that I would focus on finding a part-time role and see, because my business was growing so much and the growth is amazing and I really want to keep the growth up, I thought I'd try for a part-time job and see if I can make that work. After searching for a while, I did manage to find a part-time role. I got a job as a part-time receptionist in a school, which I have now been working since December, which is why I really thought it's time to make this video to tell you about what has been going on. This kind of explains my sporadic video schedule for the last while, as I've been getting used to my new schedule and everything, and it's taken me a while to find a balance again between part-time and my business. I am actually loving the job. It's really good, and it feels great to not be stressing so much about my financials. It's actually helped me to feel more motivated and get more creative with my work. I'm now working on my next collection, which is the Bookish Books collection, which you may have heard me talking about if you've watched my last studio vlogs. But I'm so excited for this, and it might be my favourite product launch yet, because I am so excited for this concept of a collection. So my creative side has been flowing a lot better as well, since I haven't been worrying as much. In summary, I felt weird not telling you that I am in fact working again and running my small business at the same time, part-time, and I just wanted to be completely open because I tried to show all aspects of what I'm doing in my life on here, and I thought it was weird to not share this with you. It will probably be the case for a while longer that this is how I'm running my business, part-time work and part-time running my business, but I am still really happy to be doing that, and I'm so happy to be in the position where I can take a part-time role and seem to make it work for now. I might have to go back to full-time work, who knows where things are going to go, but we will see. We will see, and I'll make it work like this for as long as I can, because I love being able to make content and do my streams and run my business. So yeah, we're going to try and make it work, but everything has still been growing, and I'm just so happy because my last year of business has been the best for me so far. I've seen so much growth. My online shop is doing well, I'm having consistent sales, and my socials has been growing steadily, and I think it is mostly thanks to the move to making YouTube videos. And I can definitely attribute some of my sales online, especially the ones on my own online shop, okupoku.co.uk, because I opened my own shop last year instead of having everything purely on Etsy. I still sell most of my sales through Etsy, but my own Shopify store is growing as well, and I think that is more thank you to people who watch my videos, because some of you have been going and looking at my shop and then purchasing, which I am so grateful for. Thank you so much to anybody who has seen me at an in-person event, come and say hi, bought something from me. If you've purchased online, just liking and subscribing on my YouTube or following my Instagram or anything like that, it really helps, and it does help me in the business, and it just thank you a lot for all the support, really. It means it gets me a little bit closer to my goal of working on this full time. And thank you so much for watching this video to the end. It's been a little bit rambly, but I hoped you like this kind of very different style video to usual. If you're interested in seeing more content from me, you can check out my last studio vlog where you can see me designing new products and working on my small business. So you can see how I work on it. I'll see you in the next video where it will be another studio vlog, but thank you so much for watching. Bye!